Small may be great, big may be good. So people believe life is uncertain, any point of time anything happens, so let's leave. Now that's a one way of living. While you want to leave, can't you leave by doing something remarkable? In India, the successful entrepreneur have a one bad legacy. Because they have created a successful business. There's a difference between business and organization. They have created a successful business. They believe they understand everything. Create businesses, create organizations. Don't start business to make money.
A very good afternoon, everyone. Today is the second day of our 31st IMA International Conclave. And with me today, we have Mr. Snehal Desai. Mr. Desai is from Ahmedabad and has worked with multiple MNCs. And we're going to do a fun question and answer session with Sir today. So, is this your first time in Indore or have you been here before?
No, I've been here a number of times.
So, when was the last time you were here?
Last time probably 3-4 months back.
Oh, this is very...
Yeah, the convocation of... you have what?
IIM?
School? No, the other one. Nasimonji.
Nasimonji.
So I had been there for their convocation to address the passing students.
And so what do you feel about the city of Indore?
City is good. City, we keep on reading about the city. That's the cleanest city in the country.
Yes, 7 times in a row.
So when no, because I normally don't believe in what I read. I read, I see and I believe. But when I read and what I saw is same.
So you do believe now?
Now I
You do believe, like, yes.
It's
We've been there in the 70s.
Cleaned, people are good. The entrepreneurial mindset is there. The warmth is present. To a greater extent, it's a civilized city, we can say, the way the things are changing.
All right. Sir, so, I was watching a video of yours just last night where you've talked about something called as the monkey society.
Monkey society.
Yeah. And a very interesting concept. Just the term monkey society was, very captivating for me to watch the video. And I want to ask that post-COVID specifically when we see, what is your opinion about generation today and the impact of social media?
See, I think post-COVID people started realizing one thing, they should leave. So the saving has been stopped, the spending has been increased, the number of coffee shop has gone up, the PVRs are doing good, the content has been increased, Netflix and Amazons are doing wonderful business. So people believe life is uncertain, any point of time anything happens, so let's leave. Now that's a one way of living. While you want to leave, can't you leave by doing something remarkable?
Correct.
Can't you leave by doing something which is a great legacy which you are creating for the generation and for the society? So probably the youth has taken the second direction of living. While they are spending more, they are moving more, they are roaming more. So if there is a youth and they are going out and you tell them, no, I am not coming. So they said it's a one life, Jindagi nahi milegi dobara, you should leave. You are not going to get Jindagi dobara also. So why the hell you don't create something remarkable before you die? So the youth have a solid potential. Youth have a solid capability. Post-COVID, they are mentally free, but that capacity and competency need to be used in the right direction. So the direction of youth is questionable, not the competency.
Do you feel that the youth today has lost focus?
See, there's no question of they having focus, not having focus, because invasive technologies are ensuring you don't focus. Instagram will not do good if people focus, because then you need a 30 minutes content.
Correct.
So I want to ensure that I produce 10-second content so people don't go to YouTube and they come to me. So to ensure I become successful, it is the responsibility of those giant organizations that people don't focus. So youth don't focus.
So, we talk about the youth, we talk about the entrepreneurial mindset. And I come from a family business background. I am technically a third generation entrepreneur in my family.
Wonderful.
And we see that with generations, these family businesses contribute about 79% of our GDP growth today. With generation, the family businesses find it very difficult to strive in the industry. They die off, and we have seen the case of the biggest family companies, family-owned businesses in India that they have been disputed, and after the 4th, 5th generation, they have found very difficult to survive in the industry or keep a big name to themselves. And the more we see the youth today, they are more like, what I feel is that they would rather be in a job somewhere in a corporate life than go come back and join their family businesses. What is your opinion about it?
See,
Do you agree to it? Or do you...
disagree. It's good. The problem is that you are in third generation.
Yes.
My question is, you are in a third generation, but with generation product. So if you are in the third generation within the same product, there is a risk. But if you are a third generation within a fifth product, it's wonderful. So that diversity is not taking place. So youth is joining the business. Youth is not creating the business. So when you have a first and second generation, you have a decent net worth, you have decent reserves and surplus, then why this generation is not actually learning the way of doing business with their older business and then creating a new business out of the one?
Correct. Yeah.
And that is the reason this problem happen. Indian family business organizations have some typical issues. They all believe families are together, which family is not. They believe we take a joint decision, which they do not. The guy, the family, the brother, the uncle who is looking after finance drives the person who is looking after marketing productions. So there is a solid dispute among them. I'm talking this is valid for 95% of family businesses. I'm not talking, there are always exceptions.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to tell you is if you correct those methods, then probably this family generation will last more. But then the youth is coming, this mind has been anyway trained in a certain particular fashion, rather than training in their own way, is where they don't live the way they live, they live the way the family has lived is where the problem happens. Family's value, culture, system need to be followed. Family's thought process need not to be followed by the third generation. You may be a third generation, maybe in industrial product, you can be talking completely a retail product. You might be talking an internet product. So nothing wrong in that. So you will follow the same value system, you will follow the same culture, perfectly all right. But you will follow altogether a different way of doing a business which a family should understand and support. But in India, the success of the entrepreneur have a one bad legacy. Because they have created a successful successful business. There's a difference between business and organization. They have created a successful business. They believe they understand everything. They need to understand. They don't understand their third generation. They need to understand. They don't understand the future business. They need to understand. They don't understand cooking. They don't understand retail. They don't understand so many things. So I think if that difference and that distance it will start bringing in, the family business third generation will do excellent.
Do you think, is it also somewhere down the line that family businesses are lacking some kind of a governance in them?
Yeah.
That is the reason that they strive?
See, the reason is simple. The governance is important when you want to create an organization. When you want to create a business for a family, governance is not important. Today in India, when a family organization required to take a call, and fortunately, unfortunately, all 70 to 80% of the top 10 organizations of India are family-owned organizations.
Yeah.
So when they need to take a decisions for an organization, they don't take a decision for an organization, they take a decision for a business and the family. So when the family comes first, the business is compromised. And when the organization comes first, probably the family member may compromise. But because the family business have created a business to earn money and to hand it over to the family, भाई मेरा बच्चा फ्यूचर में क्या करेगा उसके लिए बिजनेस क्रिएट करो. तो जब आप ये स्टोरी शुरू करोगे तो ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना ही है, तो गवर्नेंस आना ही नहीं है. बट द मोमेंट यू आर टॉकिंग अ डिसीजन फॉर एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, governance will come in. So I think the mindset to be changed. Someone else created, let someone else operate. Nothing wrong in that. The legacy of the family will be there. Today we don't know Steve Jobs' son, daughter's name. We don't know, and Elon Musk had read that before yesterday. He said, my son and daughter will not drive my businesses.
Correct.
Well, but I am very clear.
It doesn't handle our business.
So same with story with Google and same story with an Airbnb. But in India, the story is very clear. In 99% of the probability, the son and daughter of the family will drive. You remain an owner. Let someone else drive it. What is wrong? So the governance will come when this shift takes place. Money come, governance compromised. Governance come, organizations grow, money is secondary. And I am not saying make losses. You are making profit, you are making relatively less profit.
Yes.
That's fine. That's fine. You have enough to live.
Sir, the topic of a today conclave is that unlocking the potential of Bharat. And we're also talking that, India's going to be soon a $10 trillion economy in the coming years. And, MSMEs specifically contribute a large amount into our economy. But we also see that the MSMEs are struggling with the new constraints and the compliances that have come into picture in the last couple of years. They are, it's become very difficult for them to remain into the market. So what do you think? What do you think is the role that the MSME is going to play in the new Bharat that we talk about?
See, I idea becomes startup and startup become an SME or MSME and MSME become a corporate and corporate become a conglomerate.
Yes.
So when you're talking this journey, government policies are excellent, compliances and certain norms are required, change is painful, but that will allow them to migrate from an SME to a corporate to a conglomerate. So I think SMEs need to change their mindset, their vision, their aspirations. First, they need a solid self-respect and self-esteem. Small may be great, big may be good. Right? So I've seen some of the small organizations in India which are remarkably great. Not a single certain organization in India exists, though some of those organizations are bigger than the small organizations. So they need a self-respect and self-esteem, which I somehow believe they don't have. They all want to be top 2 of India. Why? To become a top 2, you need a different kind of skill sets. What you're doing is great. So I think SME, I believe, in Gujarat, there is a city called Rajkot. From Rajkot, they produce pistons and the motors which has been used by Honda. So at the end of the day, Japanese company is using a Gujarat-based product, and it's an SME product. So they are remarkably good. But then the aspirations, the scale, the quality, the vision, the mindset is not allowing them to go to the Honda level. So I think if we shift that, probably the rest of the things will take place. And to shift that, tell SME, create businesses, create organizations. Don't start business to make money. If the people who are doing a podcast here have been here to earn money, I don't think so there will be excellence in podcast. But when they are here and they have a level playing field across the world, if these people are thinking that if I can create a world-class podcast from here, which beat a podcast get generated from the United States of America, though maybe we are small, but they will be great, and that will allow them to grow. So when you are here to develop that podcast, are we debating that? Are we trying to achieve that? We may fail, we may succeed. I think that is where the story starts. So the mindset shift, critical.
It's so funny because when I used to work in the US, I used to work for a manufacturing company looking after the supply chain. And one fine day, I just realized that the metal components coming into the factory was coming all from Rajkot.
That's
And I go up to my boss and I was like, we ship a lot of metal from India. Is there a specific reason behind it? Like, because if not India, then where? So, the people globally have started recognizing and seeing India as the next biggest player in the market. Yes. I think it's time that we ourselves see as that, at the same level that we're becoming. That
good point.
we can. It's not difficult for us to fight China to become number 1. We're almost there. We just need a little bit more of self-esteem, as you said. And we want the self-respect and self-esteem. Until once we get there, I think beating China would be much easier than what it seemed.
And I think one point you raised was correct. And the second point we need to understand is China does not have a value system while India have a value system. And in longer term, what matter in business is the value system.
Correct.
So I think we don't compete with them. It's a different scale under which they started. It's some of the initiatives as a communist country, they initiated very well in advance. So they moved. In longer term, it will be India's story because of the intangible qualitative advantage which India is getting called value system. And you need to remember one thing in organizations and businesses, whatever cannot be counted actually get counted in long term. And that is the value system, which we are not counting now, but it's matter.
So, growing up, because we come from a business class family and my weekends went working in the factory with my grandfather. I used to just go to the office with him on the factories on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and he would give me a 10 rupee note. तेरी आज की पगार, तू मेरे साथ काम करने चल. So my interest into the business came from maybe the age of 5 or 6 because I was dhala gaya tha basically. And as you said, the value system. So it was put in my mind so strongly that ethics comes first. धंधा बाद में चल जाएगा. अगर तुम एथिकली स्ट्रांग रहोगे ना, तुम्हारा धंधा कभी बंद नहीं होगा. आपका सो आई थिंक इफ आई सी माई जनरेशन, आई थिंक वी डू लैक सम वैल्यू, बट बिकॉज आई वॉज it was molded into me that what is the importance of value. And while doing a business, what thrives a business is always the relationship that you make with your customer, the relationship you make with your supplier, that makes you strive throughout your business and, makes you into a legacy. It doesn't matter 10 करोड़ का धंधा हो या 10,000 करोड़ का धंधा हो, legacy छोड़ के जाना, it all depends upon how good of a relationship you make with the people around you.
No, that's good that you have this view at this age.
So one last question. I came to know you're a guitarist,
Right.
and you have a band,
Right.
and it's called Blood Brothers. So, sir, just out of curiosity, why the name, and what's the story behind the name Blood Brothers?
So there are two connotations. My music influence is Iron Maiden, a band from UK.
Yes.
And Iron Maiden have a song called Blood Brother. And when you talk the concept of Blood Brother, they said across the world, whoever listening to music or playing music or into the music, they are the brothers. So they are the Blood Brothers. These have been started. And the band have me and 3 more members. So the 2 members, Khyat, who is on vocal and guitar, my nephew, Dron, my son, is on drum. And they are brothers. So then the Blood Brothers evolved. So one is the Iron Maiden legacy.
Yeah.
The all music community across the world are blood brothers, and second they are brothers. So combining we put as a blood brothers.
So do you play often?
Yeah, we just did a show at on 23rd Feb.
Oh, you do public shows?
Yeah, and we do lots of shows. And
When can we expect a show in Indore?
whenever Indore access, blood brother will be more than happy to play.
The point will be noted. The Blood Brothers will be soon showing in Indore now.
Okay.
So one last question, balancing a professional career, mentoring, like we know you are visiting faculty at a lot of B schools in India, and your blood brothers. How do you manage between all of them?
See, I think the good thing I've learned in my life in early days is don't apply mind. People who think they don't act and people who act they don't think. So when the work come, I don't think, I execute, and then the things get scheduled. So if you really want to do a number of things together, I think people should start doing number of things together because they have a number of things in their hand, they will do it, but if they think and they will debate, they will not. So I don't plan. So I keep on doing, and somehow the humans are so efficient that the productivity has been mental productivity has been not yet utilized. We all are capable and competent enough to do a number of things together. But somehow the society has molded us that we should only do one thing and we are only kept good for one thing. No, if you do 5, you will manage 5. If you do 3, you will manage 3. If you do 1, you will manage. So that's how it goes. It's simple. We don't think much. We work, we act.
I think, sir, my biggest takeaway will be बिना ज़्यादा सोचना नहीं, बस काम करने का.
That's the point.
And thank you for
Thank you, Shreya.
being with here today. What is your expectation out of IMA?
No, I think one thing which I have seen about IMA is first is a remarkable culture they are bringing to the city, because when lots of people coming from across the city and coming and addressing the city's thought process, the culture change, and that basically gives a birth to the entrepreneurship further. So my expectation from them is to keep on doing such events more frequently, to give an exposure to the people who are staying here, so their aspiration increase, their vision increase, they think wild, they do wild, and that's how we all grow.
So today I think we have a crowd of about 1,200 people with us today, in which we have nearly 200 to 300 students from different management schools of Indore, and I'm pretty sure they'll be very excited to see what you have to say to them. And I hope you enjoy IMA and have a lovely evening and a safe flight back to Ahmedabad.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. Thank you.